I made this little quilt last summer. This winter I can go shopping in a snowstorm with my walker and keep my groceries warm. I can also use it for a lap robe at the bus stop. This is where I come from, the horse and buggy. In our culture, it was tradition for mothers to give their daughters enough quilts to set them up for housekeeping. Thus, in the mid-1970s, under my mother's instructions, my sister and I made our first quilts. This was my second quilt. Many scraps in it from clothes my sister's mother and I used to wear. This quilt has quite a story. It is a namesake from my grandmother Sarah, who died when my mother Barbara was about 4 years old. My grandfather remarried. Mother was raised by her stepmother Elizabeth, but Barbara always remembered Sarah. She named me her first daughter after her birth mother. Grandmother Elizabeth made this quilt for me because grandmother Sarah couldn't. This purple and green one was to be my good quilt for the guest room. The light flowery fabric had been a baby gift, but Mom just kept it. In my teens, Mom gave me a choice. Use it for a nice apron or in a quilt. I chose to use it for my best quilt so I could keep it longer, since aprons tended to wear out. I made this quilt about 10 years after my first one. I had enough experience to make it by myself. All I needed was Mom's approval. According to my much younger sister, Mom made this quilt just before she died. Somehow or other, it ended up with me. Note the Jacob's ladder pattern that also appears in many of my own little quilts.